How's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys and gals, and today what I have for everyone is my full review of the Neweer Smartphone Rig. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, typically how my review process goes is I shoot my unboxing and first impressions video, then my review process starts, and once I feel like I got a handle on everything that I want to talk about and cover with you guys and gals, then it's full review time. So without further ado, let's jump into this full review. Now, starting off, the first thing that I want to talk about with you guys and gals is the overall build quality and design of this rig here. Now, in terms of the build quality portion of this rig, I have to say, in my opinion, that the overall build quality of this smartphone rig or smartphone mount is okay. And the whole reason why I say that is we have an all plastic construction here with just metal for your mounting points and your standoffs, and anytime you want to mount your LED lights, so on and so forth. Other than that, we got an all plastic construction here. But the reason why I say that the overall build quality of this product or smartphone rig is just okay is that there were times during the usage of this that I felt that, you know, the overall build quality just could have been better. Alright, so in my opinion, the build quality on this smartphone rig is just okay. Now, talking about the overall design of this rig here, this is where I have to say Neweer did a great job with this one, because you got a bunch of functionality and versatility with this rig. So you can see, and you know, I really like the design. So you can see here we do have mounting points. So if we want to mount like an LED light, it's real easy. You just slide it in, tighten it up, and now you can see our light is mounted. And then real quickly, if we want to undo that, just pop it off, we're good to go. So really good that you can mount lights. Another neat thing is that you can also mount up a tripod or a grip. Where did I put my handle? There it is. Or any type of grip. So you can just as easily mount it up here and just tighten it up, and you're good to go. So really good stuff. So you can mount something here and you can mount something here. So if you add two grips and you wanted to add some extra stability, you could mount one here and mount one here. And that is one of the ways that I use this grip a lot. Now, I can't use my other grip because I'm using that with my other mount to record this video for you guys. But it's really good stuff there. And also, you do have some nice integrated handles. So if you want to run and gun with the mount with just your device in here, you can do that too. But I don't really do that because I'm disabled, and y'all don't want to see me try and do that. That might get a little dangerous. But it's still nice to see that they have integrated handles, and the overall design of this rig here is actually really nice. Now, moving on, let's talk about some compatible devices. And realistically speaking, this rig should work with just about any smart device. Anything as small as, I want to say, not sure how small it is, I want to say like 3.5 inches. And anything as big as, I'm not sure how tall that is, but me myself, I have put in about a 6.2 inch display in here, and it works. So anything about 6.2 or better, I'm not sure how tall that actually is, but this worked with pretty much all of my devices. And I have devices ranging from about 4.5 inches to just over 5.8 inches, and they all work in this rig. Alright, so in terms of compatible devices, I'd have to say that this product here, or this rig here, is really good. And now, just for a quick demonstration purpose, y'all can see I have my LG Stylo 3 here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the rig for you guys. And another neat thing that I like about this smartphone rig, or is that your device can be in or out of a case. It's really up to you. So the fact that I can put my devices in this rig and not have to worry about taking them out of the case, that's a really, really nice touch. So I really, really enjoy that. But give me a second here. Let me just show y'all how this looks in the rig. So all you gotta do is open it up some, slide it up, make sure it's mounted in the rig correctly. So if you have your smart device where your volume controls do different functionalities for the camera, make sure you have it mounted where the volume controls are still accessible. And then you just drop it in and you line it up like so, and you make sure this is tight on the back, and now you're in business. So this is how it will look with your smart device in it. And like I said, bunch of functionality here, because you can also use it in portrait mode here. So it's really up to you how you want to use it. And you can see it's in a case. I've actually used this with this device not in a case, and I've used it with all of my other devices in and out of their cases, and it pretty much works without issue. Now there is a little bit of a downside here, is that depending on the build material of your device, sometimes when it's in here, it may have a tendency to slide down. So I may recommend that you keep it in the case and make it as snug as possible so it doesn't slide. I did notice that sometimes when my devices were in here and they weren't in their cases, it did have a tendency to slide when I tried to do things in portrait mode. But in terms of the landscape orientation, it has actually done a great job, and I haven't had any issues with this rig in landscape. And to pop your device out of here is just real easy. You loosen it up, you slide it up, you tighten it back up so it doesn't slide around, and you pop your device out and you're good to go. So in terms of compatible devices, you guys and gals really shouldn't have any issues. Okay? And I would recommend that you keep your devices in their cases. Alright? Now let's keep it moving. So we went over the build quality and design. We went over the compatible devices. Now let's just go over some usage scenarios that you can do with this device. Now I already told you guys that you can pretty much mount up anything to this that has a standard thread. So if you want to do landscape oriented videos, you can do that with your smart device. If you want to mount up LED lights, you can do that as well. There is even a way to mount up a microphone to this. That's also very nice. So pretty much in terms of usage scenarios, pretty much anything that you can imagine, you can almost do with this rig here. Alright, now moving on, I just want to go over some positives and negatives of this rig, and then we're going to wrap it up, talk about the price, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts and a recommendation or two. So let's start off with the negatives. So negatives. The overall build quality on this is something that I would consider a negative. At least in my opinion, I feel like they could have done a better job. And one of the reasons why I say that is because you guys know I'm extremely clumsy, and I've actually dropped this rig several times. Whether it was on one of my tripods, whether I was just holding it, I've dropped it several times. And a good portion of those times, this thing actually came apart. Like this piece popped off, flew across the room, and the rubber gaskets came out. And like, if I wasn't quick and gathered up all those pieces and remembered how everything went back together, then this would be pretty much useless. So that's why I say the overall build quality takes a hit. They could have done a little bit better in that regard to make it a little bit more durable. But as long as you're careful, you shouldn't have a problem. Also, another negative, as I said, is that even with your device in here very snugly, depending on whether or not you have it in a case or not and you're shooting in landscape, your device does have a tendency to slide down. So that's a little bit of a negative there as well. And an easy fix for that would just be put your device in a case and try to make this as snug as possible. But if you wanted to use this rig in portrait mode and not have your device in a case, you want to be extremely careful, okay? So that's another negative there. And pretty much in terms of the negatives, that's pretty much all I could think of. Now, moving on, let's talk about some of the positives here. So, positive number one is the overall design, which actually adds a bunch of versatility and functionality to this rig. Like I already said, you can mount it in various orientations. You can mount lights, you can mount microphones. It fits just about any size smartphone in here. And another neat thing, again, and something that I really like, is that you can use your devices whether they're in a case or not, and you do have some very nice integrated handles. So really good stuff there. So yeah, that pretty much goes over the positives of this rig. And another good positive would be the price, but we're getting ready to talk about that in a second here. Alright. So that pretty much covers the positives and the negatives. Now let's wrap this bad boy up and let's talk about the price, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts and a recommendation or two. Now, talking about the price, I actually picked this bad boy up from Amazon, and after taxes and shipping, this bad boy ran me $12.99. So we could just call it $13 to make it easy. Okay? And you guys and gals are probably wondering, for $13, can I recommend that you guys go out there and pick up this smartphone rig? And I'd have to say yes. Again, if you're looking for an inexpensive way, or not again, if you're looking for an inexpensive way to, produce some type of video, but add some stabilization, or pick up some type of rig where you can mount certain things to improve your video, then I can easily recommend this. Because this is a nice little improvement to your overall quality standards, depending on what you're trying to do. And another neat thing is it's not going to break the bank to do it here. $13, that's a really, really great price. And when you think about that, in regards to what all this rig allows you to do, then you can see that it's really, really worth the price, even with its downsides. So can I recommend that you guys and gals pick up the Neweer Smartphone Rig, or mount, however they want to call it? I'd have to say yes. Alright, now stay tuned to the end of the video, because I will also have clipped onto the end of this video some footage of me using my devices in the various orientations in this rig, testing out the stabilization, testing out the different types of lighting, all that good stuff here. So if y'all want to check that out, stay tuned to the end of the video. Also, I'll be sure to timestamp the whole video, so if you guys don't want to sit through the whole thing, you just want to know about a particular aspect of this rig, or you just want to know about how it does when recording video with different types of devices, I'll time code that in so y'all can feel free to jump around to different parts of the video to hear what y'all want to hear, to see and hear the different parts that you guys would like to hear about. So this whole video will be time stamped for your convenience. Alright? That being said, if you guys and gals enjoyed this video, please help your boy out and give the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you want to see more content like this, please feel free to hit that subscribe button down below and click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you guys and gals get notified when I post new videos. As always, if this video piqued your interest, all links to where to pick up this rig, as well as everything that I used with the rig, will be located down below in the video description as things start to roll away from me here. So down below in the video description should be a one-stop shop for you guys, and you should be good to go. That being said, I hope everyone has a great day, and I will catch you guys and gals in my next video. Peace, everyone. Oh, this whole video, because I always forget, this whole video was recorded using the 12 megapixel rear-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S8 in 720p resolution at 30 frames a second, and all the audio was recorded using the Lapel CQ clip-on microphone. So please let me know what you think of the overall audio and video quality down below in the comments. Alright, now I'm out of here for real. I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one. Peace, everybody. Alright, how's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys and gals. And today we are testing out the stabilization of the Neweer rig. So in particular, what I'm doing today is I have my Samsung Galaxy S8 on the Neweer rig, which is attached to my mini Manfrotto tripod, and I'm just gonna shoot a few clips, let y'all check out the stabilization. Now this is being recorded in 720p at 30 frames a second, and this is with the 12 megapixel primary camera on the Samsung Galaxy S8. And for those of you who don't know, the Samsung Galaxy S8 has dual pixel autofocus or ISO autofocus, and it also has optical image stabilization as well as electronic image stabilization. But in order to get the use of all of that stabilization, you can only shoot in 1080p. 1080p or lower will give you access to that stabilization on both ends. Alright, so if you do 720p 30 or 1080p 30 or 1080p in the 18:9, then you have access to all of that. If you shoot in 1080p 60, you lose some of that functionality. Same thing for 2K, same thing for Quad HD, so on and so forth. So that's not a big deal for me because I only shoot for what I can play back, and as of right now I only have a 720p TV, so that is the reason why a large majority of my content is shot in 720p. So yeah, this is on the Neweer rig, and we're just doing some pans, just testing out the stabilization here. Let me know what you guys and gals think down below. Now I'm gonna put this through the usual video testing, so you guys know I have my 3 spots that I like to shoot at. Right here on the side porch here. Then I gotta go out by the pool. Then I go in the big backyard. So those are my usual areas. And you know, we're just gonna do the usual test. So we're gonna do some pans here. Alright, we're gonna do about 3. So that was 1. And this is number 2. And then this is number 3 right here. Alright. Now let's check the exposure. So we're going to pan down to the ground. Alright, and then we're just going to smoothly pan up and out to the tree in distance. And what you're looking for here is aggressive shifting. Okay? The ideal thing would be a nice smooth transition from one focus point to the other with a nice shift in colors. But what you don't want is a drastic shift which blows out the exposure or highlights. So let's see what happens here. Alright, and we're going to do this 3 times. Okay, good. Now let's test out the zoom. And again, I never recommend going over 2 times zoom, so we're going to start at 1.5. So this is 1.5, and it looks good. It looks really good, and I gotta say, the scene is very color accurate. It's a beautiful day out here in Florida, and beautifully done, Samsung, beautifully done. Alright, so now let's take it to 2 times zoom. So it's 2 times. Okay, let's get some close-ups on a few things. So let's go to this pillar over here, tap to focus, gets the exposure nice, you're getting a lot of details, you can really see the stucco patterns in there. It's really maintaining a good scene. I like that. So now let's go to this lower pillar. Alright. Again, a lot of detail. Looking real good. Alright, now, moment of truth. We're going to get up, we're going to take a few steps around to really test the stabilization of the rig and the cameras. Let's see how it does. So, sitting down, we're going to go ahead and stand up. This is not a good idea without my crutches, but we're going to make it happen. Alright. So you guys let me know how the stabilization was when I was moving. How'd the rig do? How'd the camera do? Let me know down below in the comments. Alright. Let's go ahead and sit down now. Go back to the spot. Okay, that pretty much does it for this video. Again, let me know what you guys and gals think down below in the comments. And also, all the audio you guys heard from this video is coming directly from the microphones on the Samsung Galaxy S8. So please let me know what you think of the overall audio quality and the overall video quality down below in the comments. Now we're going to do a front-facing camera test, and we're going to do a rear-facing camera test at all 3 locations in 720p. Then I'm going to stitch everything together for you guys, and you're going to have a nice little video. Alright, so I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, everybody. Alright, how's everybody doing today? So we are back in, and this time we're using the 8 megapixel front-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S8. And this one, again, is being recorded at 720p, 30 FPS, with the, front-facing camera, as I said. So we're not going to make this video too long. Let me know what you think of the audio. Let me know what you think of the overall video quality down below in the comments. Also, this again is in the Neweer rig. So the really good thing that I like about this is that it's got a bunch of grab points. So you can see I'm grabbing it now. It is attached to my mini Manfrotto tripod, but it's got a bunch of grab points, and it's got a bunch of mounting points as well, which is really, really nice. And this particular video is being recorded in portrait mode orientation, as opposed to the first one was being recorded in a landscape orientation. So you guys let me know what you think. Alright, so just for comparison's sake here, I went ahead and switched to my LG Stylo 3, and this video we're going to do the same thing as what we did with my S8. So the LG Stylo 3 is in the Neweer rig here, and this video is being recorded at 720p 30 fps. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and do some pans, we're going to do some focus tests, we're going to do some exposure tests, and we're going to wrap it up. And keep in mind, the main thing that I want you guys and gals to focus on is how is the stabilization, how is the rig doing, how is the camera doing, what you guys think of the audio, and just the overall video as a whole. How does it look, how does it sound? All the audio for this video is coming from the LG Stylo 3 itself. So let's get started. And one thing that I want to point out here is that the LG Stylo 3 has no stabilization of any kind. So there's no EIS, there's no OIS. So in particular, when we do this clip, all the stabilization is coming down to my hands and the rig itself. So please let me know what you think. Now, I could enable software stabilization, but that would mean that I have to do this test with the open camera app, and I wanted to keep it fair. So I started the test using the Samsung Galaxy S8's stock camera app, so it's only fair that I do the same thing for the LG Stylo 3. Anyways, let's get started. So we're going to do some pans, we're going to do some focus tests, and we're going to do some exposure tests, and we'll wrap it up. So pan number 1 right here. And that's pan number 2. And this is number 3. Alright, now I'm going to test the exposure. So we're just going to pan down to the ground. And we're going to smoothly and as best as we can pan up and out to the trimmed distance. And again, what you're looking for here is a nice smooth transition from one focus point to the other with as minimal amount of exposure shifting as possible. Okay, we don't want to see anything too drastic. We just want to see it nice and smoothly transition from one to the other. So let's see what happens. So we're going to pan up and out. And there we go. Let's do this 3 times. So that was 1, 2, and 3. All right. So now let's go ahead and test the zoom. So let's start off with 1.5. Alright, so that's 1.5. And it looks pretty good. It's a little bit darker in areas, but overall I would say it looks pretty good. Pretty good indeed. And again, with the zoom, I wouldn't recommend going over 2x zoom. If you need to get closer to your subject, you want to physically get as close as you can. But don't take the zoom on your smartphone over 2x, because at the end of the day, when we talk about zoom on your smartphone cameras, it's primarily digital zoom, unless you have a telephoto lens to accompany your regular primary lens. But even then, you can only zoom so far. So I wouldn't recommend going over 2x zoom. So this is 1.5. Let's take it up to 2x. Alright, and this is 2x zoom. Alright, so now let's check some focus points here. So we got the pillar. Tap to focus. Focus is a little bit slower on the Stylo 3. And again, overall, it's a little bit darker as well. Check out this lower pillar. Still pretty good. The scene itself is a lot darker than what's in person. But overall, pretty good. Alright. Now let's take it back to regular. Okay. And now, the most important part of the test. I'm sitting down now. I'm just going to stand up and we're going to walk a little bit. I'm going to take a few steps. And you guys let me know how the rig does and how the cameras do. So here we go. I really need to start bringing my crutches out when I do these tests, because it's really a lot of work for me to get up and move around without my crutches. But I digress. Y'all don't want to hear all that complaining. Let's keep on with the test. So let's stand up. Alright. Now I'm just going to walk forward. And it looks like we lost the sun out here, but let's keep going. All right. I gotta say, when I moved out of the shade and into where the sun is, this looks accurate. But when the sun was out, it looked a little dark. But right now, it's looking pretty accurate. All right, let's go ahead and set it on down. Wrap this video up. All right. Oh. Alright. So we're back to sitting now. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this video, guys and gals. Again, let me know what you think of the overall stabilization, the video and the audio quality down below in the comments. And again, we're going to test out the rear facing camera and the front facing camera, so y'all get a nice detailed representation of how the rig does for stabilization and how the camera's doing the rig. So I'll catch you guys and gals in the next clip. Alright, have a good one. Alright, so we're back in. This time we're testing out the front facing camera of the LG Stylo 3 in the Neweer rig. This video again is being recorded at 720p, 30 frames per second. So we're just going to record a few seconds here and let me know what you think. Again, there's no external microphone hooked up, so everything you're seeing is coming from the cameras themselves and the mics themselves on the phone itself. So let me know what you guys and gals think of the overall audio quality and the overall video quality down below in the comments. That being said, I really enjoy this rig. You know, it makes things a lot more convenient for me, and the ease of use when I need to take a specific style of shot is really awesome. So I put the phone in one way, and let's say if I wanted to change orientation, like you guys see here, this is a portrait mode orientated shot. All I have to do is switch the mounting points on my tripod, or just rotate the rig to hold it with my hands. This time I'm using the tripod, and it's just that easy. I don't have to fight with taking the camera out or readjusting the camera in any form. I just rearrange where I put the mount on the rig, and there we go. Just that quick. I can literally do that in a matter of seconds. So this was the type of convenience that I was looking for when I started to look for these smartphone rigs. And this is really nice. But I digress. I don't want to make this video too much longer. I'll catch you guys and gals in the next clip. Peace out.